Good morning. Good morning.
Morning, Rabbi Prague. It's interesting when you look per last night's class in the Rambam, when you list the Yud Aleph and Shmiras Nefesh, Rotzeach, so Yisrael Shara Ger Toshav, and then he brings up the pasuk, V'chi Yazid Ish Re'ehu, the Re'ah again.
It's a pele when you really follow it. You really follow it. Mavhili Lord.
Right.
Good morning, Rabbi.
Good morning, Ike.
Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. Hi, Larry.
How are you? How's everybody?
Good. Baruch Hashem.
Good.
Hashem.
Excellent.
I was in Israel last week.
Oh, beautiful. How was it?
Good. We did a Sefer Torah dedication for a soldier that passed away in Bedi. We had the family. We did the family, and we did at the same time we had the inaugural of the chief rabbi. We had a whole thing with the family, and we had a private meeting with the rabbi and everything for the family. It was nice. I was there for a day. It was in between my Sheva Berachot and my daughter's wedding. So I went.
Oh, I didn't know Mabruk is next day, right? Oh,
thank
beautiful.
Thank you. Yes.
A lot of smachot, Ike. Really, a lot, and always in health and happiness.
To you and your family, my friend. To you and your family.
Always. I know that. Thank you.
What's the difference? 8 o'clock.
Whenever you get there,
Yeah.
this will be. Oh man, Larry, we're a little off kilter here. This morning.
Good morning, Ronnie.
Good morning.
So what simcha do we have today, Ronnie?
Tomorrow we have, believe me, tonight we have a.
The simcha is that we got up early.
Yeah, Baruch
Our
Hashem.
head is, we're able to walk, see and talk.
That's a big deal.
You have to fix the camera. We can't see the rabbi. Please.
We're going to focus today on the Ramban, first in the text, the story of Yehuda and Tamar. Take the Chumash, please.
Rabbi, are we going to start Chanukah soon this week?
Chanukah will be next week. Yes. Let's start next Sunday.
Say from the week. Okay.
And I have to say the insights on the Perashiyot this last couple of weeks with the each word, each pasuk.
These are the greatest Perashiyot for Chidushim that you can pick.
Amazing. Thank you, Rabbi. Thank you.
Thank you.
Let's go to page 208. It's Perek Lamed Chet, pasuk Aleph. Press the word. Thank you. Perek Lamed Chet, pasuk Aleph.
First night, Wednesday night. It's
First night is Wednesday night. We'll start Sunday.
Same day is, to get the lights here, they have to get them.
Vayi ba'et ha'i. This is an interesting opening. Page 208. Vayi ba'et ha'i. At that time, Vayered Yehuda me'et Echav. Ma ze ba'et ha'i? Let's go back one page. At the beginning, they wanted to kill him directly. Then Reuven suggested to drop him in the pit. And Yehuda says, no, let's sell him. They sold him. Yehuda delivered the torn garment to the father, and they never dreamt that the reaction of Yaakov is going to be, look a second and 206, Vayi ba'et ha'i. Look at Pasuk Lamed Aleph. Vayikra Yaakov Simotav. Vayasem sak b'motnav. Everywhere in Tanakh, wearing a sack. Vayitabel al beno yamim rabim. Vayakumu kol banav v'kol benotav. Did you ever know that Yaakov had daughters? Vayakumu kol banav v'kol benotav v'nachamu. They are trying to comfort him. Vayamahen leilachem. He refused. Vayomer ki ered el beni avel sh'olam. Yaakov believes that if Yosef is not around, his mission to build the house of Israel, the mission that he got from Yitzchak and from Abraham cannot be completed. As a matter of fact, when did he decide to say goodbye to Lavan? Only when Yosef is born. It says openly in the text.
He felt-
When Yosef is born, not the man that I hope so much for. Okay,
So why is he making a letter that I'm gonna be mourning until I
where
go
is
to
the
my
word
grave?
nether? It's not in my Chumash. You have a- where is
So
it?
why is he getting depressed for all his life when there's only 30 days
Where does it say
time?
all this life?
He said until I go, I'm mourning until my
It
grave.
says I'm not getting to Olam Haba because I was born from a mission. The mission was not pizza, neither football. I have to build the house of Israel, and Yosef has a center role in it. If Yosef is not around, I'm going to the grave and not to Olam Haba because my mission is not accomplished. This is what he's saying. Yes, he's saying this is exactly what he's
No, he
saying.
says, well, I will go down to the grave mourning for my son. So he's
But
saying,
his mission is not complete.
Normally, after a year, Kaddish and all these games, it's forgotten. He says, I cannot because I'm here for a mission. So even after a year or 10 years, but as many years as I have, theoretically, if you want really to see how serious he's taking it, look, go back a second, Joseph. Go back when he's,
I heard the prophecy of his son as well from before. I knew this.
look a second,
He chastised the other sons because he knew the truth.
look a second on page 156, Joseph.
56.
what?
156.
156.
156.
ויהי, פסוק 25, פרק ל', פסוק 25. ויהי כאשר ילדה רחל את יוסף, ויאמר יעקב אל לבן שלחני. We'd like to go back home. He didn't say it after Reuven, Shimon, Levi, Yehuda, Issachar, Zebulun, and Yosef.
I'm done.
והלכה אל מקומי ולארצי. Look at the Rashi, please. Joseph, look at the Rashi on פסוק רפאי. כאשר ילדה רחל את יוסף, says רש"י, כשנולד שטנו של עשיו, the Satan of עשיו is born, which is Yosef, שנאמר והיה בית יעקב אש, this is a prophecy in עובדיה, כן? בית יעקב אש ובית יוסף להבה, להפטרה, קורה. ובית עשיו לקש, you the prophecy on עשיו? Yosef, says Rashi, Esh, a fire without a flame, doesn't go too far. Mishenolad Yosef, when Yosef is born, Batach Yaakov HaKadosh Baruch Hu, my mission starts to be accomplished. Now it's time to go. And now the main player is gone. So he says, I'm going to my grave without, everyone that goes to the grave, we like to, to pamper it with, we did a lot of good things, but Yaakov has a mission, this is why I'm here. So anyway, so now the brothers realize he made a very big mistake. Okay. So now Vayehi, go back to 208.
Rabbi Prague, the word Vayered here, is that a strange way to say it?
Of course.
No, didn't he lose some of his kavod Yehuda and within his brothers?
This is let's go to the Rashi. Look at the Rashi. Vayi ba'et ha'i, Rashi page 208, top right. Vayi ba'et ha'i, lama nismacha parasha zu lekam. All this encounter that Yehuda somehow is moving away from the brothers. He marries a daughter of a Kanaani and the story develops. Why is it here? We are in the midst of Yosef disappearing. Let's skip this and go to Yosef is sold to Potiphar.
Yeah.
Why did the Torah stick? It says Rashi.
Okay.
ללמד שהורידו אחד מגדולתו. The brothers told Yehuda, it's your fault. When you suggested to sell him, we'll listen to you. You should have said, let's bring him back home and teach him a lesson. מלמד הורידו אחד מגדולתו, כשראו בצרת אביהם, when they realized the consequences and what they did. אמרו, as always in life, אתה, you, יהודה, אתה אמרת למוכרו, you suggested to sell him.
How could they say they wanted to kill him?
אילו אמרת להשיבו, Eli, it's always your fault.
Yeah, of course.
Here, this is, of course, but they're saying, we wanted to kill. Reuven suggested the pit. We agreed to the pit. You,
Which is an indirect death
you're
anyway.
but you're the one that told us
To sell.
let's sell him. אילו אמרת להשיבו, and you, היינו שומעים לך. We would have listened to you. But you realize that as it happened, Adam HaRishon is blaming Chava. Here,
But the truth is, if Yehuda is the leader, they're blaming the leader because they listened to him. Said, "We're listening to you're our leader, and you took us down the wrong." I'm not making an excuse, but basically that's why now Yehuda is going down in his leadership
okay.
because he led them the wrong
This
way.
is exactly what
Yes,
this
that's
exactly what the
That's it. That's it.
exactly
Yeah.
is.
But the
Says it.
word
Says it
Vayera,
Beferush.
based on this,
He
There's a
went down in his kabod.
Status among his brothers is down,
Went down.
and he feels I'm out. He's smart. I'm out. He's going away. וירד יהודה מאת אחיו ויט האיש אדולמי ושמו חירה. We introduced for the first time to איש כנעני, and you see ושמו חירה. אדולמי. Yeah. אדולמי is a place. In a minute. A place. Look further. וירא שם יהודה בת איש כנעני ושמו שוע. Up till now we didn't see that the שבטים married Canaanites because Abraham Avinu said,
Rabbi, it wasn't a Kanani. I heard it was a businessman. In the Rashi says.
what you're saying is correct, but Rashi is saying it on the word Adulami. And Rashi, Pasuk Bet, Knaani, says Tagra. Tagra is a
Yeah. What's talking about business, right, Rabbi?
Yes.
But there is an opinion going back. Rabbi Nechemiah Omer Knaanit Kananiyot Hayu Ela Behu
Of course.
So that they're saying that there is an opinion that they all married Knaanit.
But remember, this is part of Vayera, okay? ויקחיה ויבוא אליה. עוד מעט. לא, והיה שם, היה שם בסביבה, it becomes a business partner with this man. והיה שם,
For no purpose.
ותער ותלד בן ויקרא את שמו ער, ותער עוד ותלד בן ותקרא את שמו אונן, ותוסף עוד ותלד בן a third child, ותקרא את שמו. Pay attention that all the threes, but the first one he named him, ויקרא את שמו ער, by the second she named him, the third one she names him, והיה בכזיב בלידתה אותו. She stops having children after the third. ויקח יהודה אישה לער בכורו. We don't know how old he is, but let's assume now he's around 12, 13, whatever. ושמע תמר. ויהי ער בכור יהודה רע בעיני השם. The pasuk is concealing what he did. In a minute you'll see the pasuk is telling about his brother. וימיתהו השם. It's clearly he dies at a young age because he did something. ויאמר יהודה לאונן, the second brother. Listen, this is the first time in Chumash that Yibum is being introduced. בוא אל אשת אחיך ויבם אותה. It's the first time in Sefer Bereshit before the Torah is given, a mitzvah that we have only in Sefer Dvarim at the end, the Parashat Shoftim is being introduced now. This is before Mitzrayim. This is
And it tells you why. But Hakim Zerah
והקם זרע לאחיך. So the concept the Ramban is going to tell us, they knew that somehow if a brother marries the widow, we're doing something for the brother, yeah? Okay, והקם זרע לאחיך. And the next pasuk is a difficult pasuk. וידע אונן כי לא יהיה הזרע. מה פירוש וידע אונן? She is your wife now. וידע אונן כי לא יהיה הזהרה והיה. אם בעל אשת אחיו, when he has physical relationship, ושיחת ארצה, he wasted the sperm, לבלתי, נתון זרע לאחיו. Forget now the עבירה, הוא wasted the sperm. It shows you that he couldn't care. Your father is asking you, marry the beautiful woman, simply to do something big for your brother. He refuses, אתה שומע? For selfish reasons. Forget now the עבירה.
So what does he know? What is this about? He knows that he's doing that.
We'll see in a minute. Right. Let's see a second. Look a second. And we have a מקראות גדולות here.
Yeah.
Just take one. We do have one, I think. The red one, no? It's not.
Always had one.
No, yeah, I agree. It's not okay. Oh, it's not. You can see the sun.
Okay.
Forget it now. No, Kaklanit is by the third one. The third after he died. Right now, it's a regular boom. Your brother died, the heir died, you're the second in line. Marry him.
It's scary.
It's very scary, yeah.
He doesn't know what his
והיה
brother-
עם בעל אשת, but you see, you realize there are two factors, but the real one is
It's Onan.
the selfishness of the guy.
זה לא היה-
She is a, לא רק, but ידע עונה, this is what Joseph wants to know, מה זה כי לא יהיה הזרע, in a minute we'll see, והיה אם בעל אשת אחיו ושיחת ארצה ובלתי נתון זרע לאחיו. He wants to make sure somehow that the memory of or whatever you be מתקן, boom.
It's ridiculous because then you can't have kids.
Yeah,
You gotta get
yeah,
one.
yeah.
No, there's no.
ויאמר, so meantime, two kids are married, dying, being married to the same wife.
Yeah.
So as
You don't want to
Shockingly
give
young.
very young.
you don't want to give the youngest one because he thought that
This
he
is
was
right, this is what
but-
you done.
but
Right.
if didn't he know that it was the kid's his wouldn't
No, he doesn't know how to.
Oh, yeah, how does he know? He doesn't have a telescope into it. He doesn't have
Yeah.
The bedroom.
It's a bedroom, it's a
secrets of the
bedroom. Thank you.
It's-
Anyway, so Yehuda now is afraid. I mean, you realize that
I
this
would be
is
afraid too.
no, good.
No, come on. it's not-
No, Sammy, but some people don't believe in this number. Yes, that's in case to die. It's her fault. What did she do wrong? Yes.
They have the concept
Anyway,
of black widow.
the Gemara in Yevamot has a big machloket.
Three or four.
Is the concept? No, because you're playing with life.
The third or the
Gemara in
third or the
Yevamot,
fourth.
right? The Gemara in Yevamot has a machloket. Is a chazakah like that.
Yeah.
Established by two or three. Right? The same question the Gemara has. A woman has two children and both died after the Brit Milah.
Yeah, so.
When are we deciding that we're not doing
We're
it
believing it out
after
so
the
quickly.
third or the two?
Oh.
Here it's clearly,
Third.
and the Gemara is using it. As you said, Yehuda has only three children. That's three, by now he's left with one. I just want to hear them.
They have the-
Halacha with the Brit Milah is 3?
The halacha is misafek, we do two. No, but you realize, remember, we are relatively young. In the community, a woman lost her husband. She remarried.
Remarriage will lose it.
He died again. She's a Bemet, a lovely woman. I mean, basically, it's a.
Who
if
wants
you
to
marry
step up?
her, this is halacha lama said today, yes? Older ladies who are in,
This hurts my brothers.
What?
Hurts.
and the brothers, of course, but that's saying,
But if the men died in their seventies or eighties, you could see it happening that, you know,
but still they won't let them
No,
marry
this
a
is
third.
Safra's wife, right?
yes.
Oh, yeah, that.
But that's,
Kill them.
one was a fight.
But
Why?
you know that for a fact?
No, it was written about.
but remember, all these women is
But they married her a third time.
Black Widow.
הכסף
Black
יענה
widow.
את
That's
הכל,
how much money they-
הכסף יענה את הכל.
sure
Rabbi
he-
Prague.
Yes.
If Onan had lived and he had done the Yibum, that first child would be and it would be a Bechor, right?
Correct.
Yeah,
If he then had another wife and he had a baby, that wouldn't be a Bechor. Would that baby be a Bechor? That
Inheritance, the second child from another wife could be a Bechor. It's not a Bechor for inheritance, but for Pidyon Ben it would be.
oh, but
that's what I'm asking. Thank you.
Before
I just want to know.
The first of the mother.
the first
for
of the mother,
inheritance-
not the first.
So Yosef, I'm reading for Yosef now.
Maybe they didn't.
וידע עונן כי לא יהיה הזרע, says the ספונו, ידע שלא היה הוא לבדו הזוכה בכל אותה המצווה, שהרי בקידושי אחיו יקיים הזרע, ונמצא אחיו זוכה במקצת. אוקיי?
What's the English, please?
אני לא מבין בדיוק מה שהוא אומר. Anyway, if you ask me, this is what it means, they're learning about. You realize every time you're meyabel, you're doing an avera in the Torah, which is correct. You're marrying your sister.
Yeah, right.
It says in
However,
Parashat Achrei Mot, asur min Torah. The only reason you are permitted to do it is because your intent is really to help you.
your
In the
son,
Shama,
your brothers,
whatever. The minute you have a very, very, very sexy, attractive woman, why am I doing it? For this or for that?
That's what they don't allow.
Well, that's why we canceled it now.
No, but
That's
this
the
is what the
excuse.
Gemara is. In the time of the Gemara,
it's a big argument.
at least it's 80-20. Yeah? So here, in a minute, we're going to see what the Ramban is killing. והנה נחשב לאכזריות גדולה. You know the Ramban, this is the Ramban.
מה שעונה עושה?
It doesn't, לאכזריות גדולה באח כאשר לא יחפוץ לייבם. When the brother refuses, it's cruelty because basically, look, it's not the widow, it's your brother, yes?
Yeah.
Let's preserve something, not because we need names. Names you can do Mishabirach or Kelbalei Rachamim, yes? There is something big. And
I'll tell you practically, I told you a story before.
Rabbi Prague.
Rabbi,
My brother's older sister, she married a man, an elderly man. He passed away before they had children.
it's interesting.
Before they had children, the man had a brother in Israel. The brother refused to do the process, and he didn't want to marry her either. No matter what they did, I don't know the details of why. He would not do halitza, and he would certainly not do the okay. Nothing happened, so she had to wait. She went to every rabbi in the world. She couldn't marry.
Unfortunately, nothing.
She couldn't marry. No, in fact, she became bitter with rabbis because she couldn't get the answer. She had to wait till he passed away, and she married at that time. She married Raymond Bader's grandfather, Raymond Bader, who was a widower. She never had children. She never had children. All her life, she was bitter because
She never had children.
she never had children. All her life, she was bitter because she was left.
Second wife to Raymond.
Listen,
was,
yeah.
Listen to what the Eben Ezra says. תשמעו somewhere. Eben Ezra, תשמע מה שהוא אומר. Everyone likes his first son to be his son. Says the Eben Ezra, he knew that if I have a son,
It's like a
it's
replacement.
really a replacement for him.
Yeah, it's
לא,
not
לא. Says, לא יקרב
but it's
פה כתם והיה בכור אשר תלך. It's not really, it's biologically,
Feel like a
it's going to be
stepchild
my
almost
son.
away. So,
It's a-
but it really is his son, Rabbi. It's really his son. He's
What?
having a son.
but it
I
feels
know.
What
like
is he?
Remember, we're just
Yeah.
trying to analyze
Where's his
what
head?
is the
where was
pasuk
his head
mean.
at?
No, but I'm trying to understand on that. It's his son. He's gonna have his son. It's gonna be his son. Okay, yes, you're perpetuating your brother's legacy,
being a
but
son of
it's
the world who's not a Yankee fan, he's a Met fan or something. Like that. Forget it. Not worth it.
Rabbi. Do you see you see how they live, the Met fans? They can always try, but they never succeed. They never succeed.
They just had a big
But
purchase.
this,
Had a big
Sammy,
purchase.
Sammy.
yeah, probably the biggest mistake in history they made.
Anyway,
It's
here's
the
the
biggest mistake in history. I can say.
Joseph, the bottom line is, Vanessa says it very slow. Yeah? Says, even if I have a son, biologically, it's my son.
So make
It's
another
not
one. You make another one.
Yeah, but then that's the second
The
one.
Bechor, Joseph, I'm a Bechor, I have a Bechor, yes?
Yeah.
Bechor in
Yeah,
every family,
Before in
I
those
understand.
days was a big deal.
even today.
Even today.
No,
but
not
like
so,
before.
no,
Aaron,
definitely.
Rabbi, when he has that son, who's he the ben of? He's the ben of Onan, right? He's not. he's not the son of the brother that passed away. He's the
He's
son of
not-
the brother that's,
Is
Legally-
going to be partially or mainly the son of the one who passed away. You know, nonsense. If it's not mine, I don't want to. I mean, this is the
Like a stepchild,
epitome of
so to speak.
selfishness.
Yeah. yes, yes,
You can do a favor, and biologically it's your son. You'll take him to
right.
him, you know. Look further.
Rabbi Prague, going back to how you started Vayered, right? Do you think that automatically after this happens and you raid Migdulato, he then loses his wife and then he loses his children?
This is no, but you see, you're asking now a very serious question. I'm just giving you an
That's the
example.
punishment.
I'll give you an
That's
example.
what I'm asking.
I'm giving you an example, something I know. I know someone that was married to a woman, divorced, had one child, he remarried, he had 2 children. When he died, his son
Which one?
from the second
First-
wife
second wife.
inherited everything he had. But there is another brother somewhere, yes. Legally, not only your other brother should get a regular
Should get
share,
double.
but double. Nothing exists, it doesn't exist. And people were hinting, says my father didn't tell him. Your father told it to your sister to tell him. Anyway, the man now is out of his job, a very prestigious job. And I'm using the
Which
example
one?
of
The first son?
Vayered. The man who thought that because he got a nice inheritance, he was not sharing it. Here, he's losing now his job, and everyone out of מה זה? כמעט אין דבר כזה, that money that is definitely not yours stays with you. This is the Vayered. Yehuda, at this point, it's a wake-up call, but it becomes part of history, yes?
Yes.
Of course, he's losing his wife, he's losing 2 children. That's what happens.
Shua died?
In a minute, you'll see in a minute. No, the first.
Oh, they're coming up.
כן. Anyway, come. וירא בעיני השם אשר עשה, וימת קם אותו. So the pasuk clearly says that the first one is not as guilty as the second.
The
because
word
the se-
gamoto, you would say,
Gam,
is sort of
gam.
along the same reason.
She said. No, but saying in the first one, the pasuk doesn't say, he didn't know, whatever. ויאמר יהודה לתמר כלתו, שבי אמרת בית אביך, go back to your father. עד יגדל שאלה בני. כי אמר, יהודה is afraid, פן ימות גם הוא, כאחיו.
This passage where you said doesn't make sense really.
Which one?
What you said. So Ajigdal, maybe Sheila is too old to do Yibum, too young to do Yibum or to do Chalitza. So he's telling him, wait until you get older. Oh, but what's going to happen? I'm worried because maybe he's going to die like his brother.
Pasuk is-
But that's saying he may die in 20.
The
What is
pasuk is-
was waiting going to help?
the pasuk is-
What is it?
Eli, you're kicking the can down the road. He doesn't want to let him, he's too young, and also he's nervous about it.
Look a second in Rashi. Rashi says it in a sentence. Look at Rashi, pasuk 11. כי אמר פן, listen, go to Rashi. כלומר, דוחה אותה, היה אותה בקש. In the modern Hebrew, I
He's
push
putting it
you,
off.
Kicking the can
He's just
down the
putting it
road.
exactly.
שלא היה בדעתו לעשייה לו. By now, Yehuda knows she'll never, this will never, it's not going to happen. But
No.
cannot tell his daughter-in-law, goodbye.
Why not? Because of the mitzvah.
Because
of
me
Yibum?
and you are afraid always to say in the face what should be said. I mean, the pasuk is clear.
Very good, Rabbi.
Well,
No chalitza now. There's no chalitza.
Because-
I assume there is. If there's Yibum, there's
Let's-
Chalitza.
She's in limbo.
Rashi, let's continue with Rashi. כי אמר פן ימות, see the Rashi, מוחזקת היא זו, שימותו אנשיה. She
She's
lost
a black
already
widow.
2 husbands,
She's a black
perhaps has to do with that, fine.
Can
So
we
remember
say
Rashi.
Shidal Sheila? Can we assume he's underage at this point, and then he's
This is the
basically
excuse
waiting?
he's giving him.
Yeah.
You're
so
learning
maybe he's 8
Yebamot,
years
you
old.
do know from Yebamot from the age of 9, legally, if a kid is 9 and he has a relationship with a married woman, right? She's being executed.
Right.
If he's 9 and he's having a boom, we don't write that the boom is a boom. So the only
Right. But he
the
can't.
only-
Rabbi, isn't there Gemara if they did
you
Yibum twice?
before Bar Mitzvah is this. He's 11, he had a relationship with the sister-in-law, which is a widow. This is a boom, they're married.
Right. Okay.
The Adigdal perhaps is under 9 now.
Right,
It makes a lot of sense.
No, but it doesn't matter, because later on, he was old and they didn't.
No,
have
yeah,
it.
right,
Right,
she
that's
was.
9, 10, 14, we don't know. but-
Okay, she is unaware by now what is going to happen. The father will talk and she goes back home. ותלך תמר ותשב בית אביה, וירבו הימים, this is the point, וירבו הימים. ותמת בת שוע אשת יהודה, now Yehuda is losing his wife, the wife that he married in the beginning of the chapter, yes? וינחם יהודה, וירא על גוזזי צאנו. What is the English translation of the word וינחם?
He was consoled.
Yeah,
From what?
from losing
Who
losing 2
consoled
kids.
him? What does it mean? He was.
תשמע דבר מעניין, לא, אבל זה לא הקטמה, תשמע, יש פה דבר עמוק מאוד. I know and you know we are mature enough to know that death is affecting people in many ways. Yeah? My mother's grandmother, Alea Shalom, used to say to Chief Tov, the day the Shiva is over, go to Machne Yehuda to buy tomatoes.
Tomatoes?
I mean,
Buy something.
go
Bam.
right back to normalcy.
Get
Yes?
back in the sack.
You'll meet some.
How do we know that Yehuda is getting used to the fact that I'm a widow and I lost 2 children?
He's moving on.
Yes.
How goes the Zayt Sono?
He went to go take his son. Yes or no?
In many
Moving
places.
on.
The very famous one is when Avshalom is doing it. They used to make a tremendous celebration when they shear the Vayal is a statement, I'm going to buy tomatoes. You know what I mean? I'm back to social life, I'm back to acceptable. But Vayinachem, where do you see it? Okay? Who? Vechiras, sim levsem, Re'eyu. Suddenly Chira becomes his friend. Ha'adulami,
Friend, yeah.
Timlata. They're going to this place, Timlata.
So why is it mentioned twice?
We don't know
His
why
Hira
it's
name in
important to the
Torah?
story.
Why is it so?
What?
Why Hira's name is mentioned twice? Here, once in the on
No,
Pasuk
because
one.
in the beginning, after he lost his wife,
That's how you got to know him.
he was like, yeah, the minute you see what friendship is about, we spoke last night about. But you got לתמר לאמור, הנה חמי חולה תמנתה על הגוז צאנו. So he lost his wife, and
Who's the speaker? And Tamar was told.
Vayugad. Okay, so if you want, if you
Yeah,
want,
she got a message.
normally Vayugad.
Oh, how did she find out?
No,
Yeah.
Vayugad.
Someone
That's
told,
what.
someone found out, a mutual person found out and told her.
Yeah, why are people telling you to?
Yeah.
This is the point. If someone tells you your brother, your father-in-law is going to Florida, then what difference does it make to you? Yes.
How much later was this?
The pasuk doesn't tell us, but you see from what he's doing.
He's
By
doing his
now,
routine.
Sheila is already. Sheila is.
10 years.
Old
Oh,
enough.
Yeah, אתה שומע, the Ramban says, ויעל על גוזזי צאנו, היה עולה להתנחם, שישים ליבו בצאן, this is buying tomatoes. You have to go back to your business. The day you get up from Shiva, go back to normalcy. Otherwise, you're going to depression.
Yeah.
Why the Pasuk?
Easier said than done.
No.
That's the first thing that you do, huh?
That was the first
name.
thing. Sometime thereafter.
No, but
That's why.
it's
Rabbi
not
Prague,
the first thing. He wants to have fun.
Rabbi Prague.
I met in Israel a fellow that told me that after that his brother died in Yom Kippur War, and the parents left the room the way the kid
Like
left
a,
it.
like a shrine.
Tells to me this is already 15 years later,
Yeah,
and my
it's
in-laws
to move on,
live
it's to
that
move
way.
on,
They didn't go to my to ladies, you
it's to
understand?
move on.
You have to move on. Of course, you have to memorize. Of course, you have to leave everything. Nothing in the room can be touched, because when they go into the room, you realize they need a psychiatrist. Yes,
Not missing, he died.
he died. He's killed. No, this particular the guy that told it to me, he was married to the sister of
Oh,
this fellow,
They never moved on.
and he says to me, a few days before Yom Kippur, my wife Who was a regular teenager, had a fight with a brother.
Oh,
And she says to him,
Now
"I'll
she
buy
whole
it,
life
I
she's regretting.
wish you would die."
Oh, forget it.
Oh.
And of course, who killed him? Not
She
the
did.
Arabs killed him.
She did it.
She did
she
it.
fell.
Yeah, she did it.
So she's carrying this guilt.
You
Perceived
understand?
guilt
No, but it
her whole
shows you,
life.
no, but it shows you how people are holding on to nonsense.
Yeah.
She's the murderer, isn't
Yeah,
she?
but it's understandable.
I'm just
No, but
telling
it's,
you,
it's
it's
spooky,
understandable.
it's spooky.
It's understandable if you're raised in a certain environment or in a certain. It's what she did is what
She didn't
a
do
regular
anything, but it's
teenager does
understandable
when he
about
has a
feelings.
fight. I'll buy it,
Yeah, no.
I tell you,
I know, especially when you see that it's being fulfilled.
Yeah.
when my mother passed away, my wife was really feeling terrible about she passed away. She told my sister, my hello Shalom. She said, "I'll never be happy again." Michelle told my sister. She said, "No, you will be happy. You'll just be a little less happy." So she knows you're gonna move on.
Very smart, yeah.
Yeah, but she broke that statement.
Yeah.
Right away.
No, you will be happy.
I'm saying it respectfully to speaking to myself
Yeah, yeah.
first. Very often these feelings are because we have guilt.
Yeah,
Because guilt.
yeah, exactly.
I could have done this. I could.
Coulda, shoulda.
So the minute you go to the funeral, anyway, ויוגד לתמר לאמור, הנה חמי חולה תמנת על הגולדסטון. Tamar by now knows that her brother-in-law Sheila is already ready to do what he is supposed to do. ותשא בגדי אלמנותה מעליה. We thought that only Italians wear widows' clothes. You know, by the Italians, if you lost your husband 20 years
Wear
ago,
black forever.
black forever. Here. ותשא בגדי אלמנותה. She is wearing בגדי אלמנותה. What?
My grandmother.
Yeah, באמת, כן. כל ה... וואו. וואו. לא, אבל תסתכל, ותשא בגדי אלמנותה. You have it right here.
Yeah.
She's...
Never wore
Rabbi,
Fascinating.
Tamar was not allowed to marry anybody else in this.
No, because
She's
she's waiting for Sheila. But the chas,
And the way it doesn't have to be the son. It could be anybody in line. There's no order in which it has to
this is
happen,
the
right?
Ramban we're going to talk.
Yeah.
But the chas batzaif, she covers herself, batit alaf. Batit alaf. What is the English translation? Yes,
She covered herself with a veil and wrapped herself up. She
the
then
veil and wrapped himself this way. No one can. Yes. ותשב בפתח עיניים, she's sitting on the intersection, אשר על דרך תמנתה. I mean, whoever gave her the information, gave her very good information, because you realize she has to be there before he's getting.
Well, that's why someone says the view God is look. He got it, Ruach Hakodesh.
There is
Yeah, but
otherwise.
Rabbi, the garb she was wearing was the garb of a woman that sat in that spot.
כי ראתה, כי גדל שאלה, והיא לא ניתנה לו לאישה. She realizes by now that Yehuda is.
What's her plan?
Oh, what's her plan? So look a second in the Rashi before we go to the Ramban. Look at the Rashi, כי ראתה, כי גדל שאלה. לפיכך, הפקירה עצמה. She acted as a prostitute. אצל יהודה, שהייתה מתאווה, she had a desire להעמיד ממנו בנים. She wants to have children from that family. So
Rabbi, does she know that Batshua died? Does she know? Because otherwise it's
most
Shadish. I mean,
likely, if you read the text the way it's written, most likely she doesn't know. But she does realize,
which he had to have. She
Doesn't
had
matter.
died.
she
Didn't matter.
realized
He could
that
do
I am denied from what I have the right to do. As I
yeah.
my father-in-law told my second husband, yes, Onan,
Right.
to marry me. Okay.
So what's the plan?
So
But
the
the third husband was
So
never
she-
put on the
she-
table, Rabbi. The third husband was never given to her,
attractive,
nor was offered.
attractive woman.
Oh, she wants to have Zera.
She wants
She
a
wants
lawyer.
his grandchildren.
ככה אומר רש"י.
She wants a child. She wants a child from this family.
In fact, there's a question whether she stays married to him or not.
Is that
afterwards.
considered Yibum?
This is why the Rambam, we are taking every the Rambam for that question, basically. But we
Right.
since the
We
clock
have,
is
it has to be
moving,
Kevin
that's
for this particular act.
I'm sorry,
Does
what?
the a person who's doing it has that kavanah that he's doing it as a
Is Eli just
No,
finishing
or just-
Masechet Yevamot, the
No,
Gemara
you don't need
says,
kavanah.
even
for
without
Yibum.
Kavanah.
with
you
or
don't
without.
have-
Kavanah for Yibum.
There was no kavanah. He met her on the road.
But this is the reason why not. When a man marries a woman, this is a kinyan. You're acquiring a car, you're acquiring a house, you have a kinyan, you have to have a kavanah. Yabama is Isha Yiknu lo min hashamayim. The Gemara in Yabamot says
Yeah.
that before you do anything, there is an inner connection.
connection? You just making
Even
the
if
connection.
you refuse to make the Yibum,
Yeah.
the Chalitza has to
Sever.
sever this connection.
Yeah,
So here she wants, and what Jack's question is, we'll see in a minute. Okay. ויראה יהודה ויחשביה לזונה, כי כיסתה פניה. A very difficult pursuit. Zona normally is selling her body as a product. If she is acting here as a prostitute and she is a beautiful woman,
Why should you do the opposite?
you have to wear a bikini. I mean, what is a kikista? So look at the Rashi a second.
Maybe in those days.
Yeah,
No,
they didn't have
No,
that.
no.
No,
Let's look at the Rashi. ויחשביה לזונה לפי שיושבת בפרשת דרכים. See, a woman doesn't sit in the intersection to advertise
Oh, look
herself.
at that. She didn't cover it then.
כי
She
covered it with
כיסתה
the
פניה,
what you see,
ולא יכול לראותה. ומדרש רבותינו, כי כיסתה פניה, when she was his daughter-in-law.
Yeah, I don't.
It's like,
This is hard to understand. Two sons married to two sons that he never saw her face.
wow.
That's what
When you
Rashi is
see all
saying.
the Arab,
I
all
know.
the Muslim women
I
in
know.
Brooklyn.
You can barely see the slits in their eyes.
Yeah.
Okay,
So either one is tough.
okay, ויאמר, ויית אליה הדרך, ויאמר, הבנה אבוא אלייך, and we have a relationship. If you take it out on the names, yes, the man lost his wife, the man is out of his society, yes, and a very attractive prostitute is there. כי לא ידע כי כלתו היא, ותאמר, מה תיתן לי, כי תבוא אליי. You realize, what would you give me? Normally, in today's business of prostitution, everyone has a price. She offers the price. She says to him, make up a price.
Tamar is not Canaanite, she's.
Definitely
one of
not.
us.
Hey, Shem.
Shem, it says in the see in a
Daughter,
minute.
granddaughter of Shem.
But she
Shem
already,
Be'evet.
she's a daughter of Shem. I mean, which means she's from a noble family, yes? But Tomer, he says to her, Anochi Ashalach, the Dizim, which is normally the payment for, remember, in the olden time especially, the Dizim, you have milk, you have wool, you have meat, whatever.
Also, you wouldn't wonder she's taking it on a promise. Most people
Wait,
want to get paid on
she's
the
a
spot.
very sure,
that's
she's a
one.
very businesswoman.
No.
But Tomer,
You made the
אם
deposit. So you
תיתן
made some.
ערבון, I need the collateral
Yeah,
to
yeah.
guarantee you promise me.
Yeah.
אם
Don't
תיתן
give me
ערבון,
away.
עד שולחיך.
But at the end of the day, does he end up marrying her?
Okay,
Yeah.
there are two opinions in the Gemara. As Eli mentioned before, ולא יסף. In a minute. ותאמר, ויאמר מה הערבון? But you realize this shows you how calculated she was. Because she realized this might become,
Yeah. I mean,
she doesn't know how he's going to react. She's taking very personal items, yes? ותאמר חותמך עם personal stamp, ופתילך ומתך. Steph, this is very personal item. ויתן לה. ויבוא אליה, ידע שהיא בתר לו, she becomes pregnant.
Now, this is mutar, even within the Torah now. It's not till later on does it become asur.
This is definitely mutar.
It's not distasteful, but it's mutar.
I know, but the pasuk is hinting Eli, הבה נא אבוא אלייך, כי לא ידע כי כלתו. מה זה כי לא ידע?
Oh,
What would happen if you know? This is the Ramban.
What do you mean? What would happen if you
So
know?
the pasuk is hinting, had he known that she is his daughter-in-law, Perhaps you wouldn't have done it. So they did it,
Because,
you know?
because she's, he was.
Or maybe you would request, I mean, I'm playing
He
again,
wouldn't have done it because
both ways.
he might have done it because his son is first in line.
She's a sword, the daughter was a sword.
Let the rabbi finish.
It's fine,
No,
yeah,
so-
obligation.
So if you read,
Let the rabbi finish, guys.
if you read the pasuk again, by Yomer, please go back a second to pasuk 16. ויאמר הבה נעבור אלייך כי לא ידע כי קלטו היא. מה זה? Had he known, he wouldn't have done it, or the opposite. Had he known, he would say, I'm not giving it to you, I'm not giving my son to marry you, but
I'll step in.
I would do it.
Yeah,
This
I would
this-
imagine that would be.
we are going to discuss this. Because
Why
this
not?
is the Ramban, this is the Ramban, the reason why we have 6 Rambans except.
Didn't we say there's no order of priority, usually the older one, but not obligated,
basically
right?
the
Oh, the
Ramban-
father. That's
Basically, the Ramban,
father.
the Ramban is going to tell anyone in the family at that time,
Before
Can
the
do
Torah,
it.
before Matan Torah.
before Matan Torah, says the Ramban, but after the Torah was given,
Then they
it's
put-
limited only to brothers. And later, the Ramban is going to connect it to Ruth and Boaz. You realize how far Boaz is really from Ruth. Tomorrow we'll go to full limit, but anyone in the family, we have to run here, we'll stop at the Ramban.
Right, smart.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Start with the Ramban.
Who knew we never get these in-depth insights? Thank you.
No, but you have to read the text.
Yeah, yeah.
To
Of course.
read the
So, so I have a question which we never did. So if two are asur, let's say you go by the thing that two brothers are asur, they pass away.
You mean
From
if
the
it's a
Torah.
chazakah, yes.
Yeah. So now to do yibum would be asur from the Torah to do it. Would you have the yibum, or would you have to do chalitza, or is the whole thing negated? You follow me?
Chalitza, this is what you
Why?
said.
Because you have an isur from the Torah for doing yibum, like a relative, like a, you know what I'm saying?
No, but if the Ramban says it before the Torah is given.
No, I'm saying now, practically nowadays.
Oh, nowadays,
If you tell me it's asur for the Torah, would you go 2 or 3 to do the to marry her, or to maybe to do yibum? Maybe the whole thing is wiped out, like a sister, or like all the other.
Let's say 3, The fourth brother.
tomorrow,
Asur.
after we see the Ramban, we'll come back to your question.
I
Okay,
know,
but
I
Baruch
wonder if
Hashem, but this was,
Pretty
this is
good
not,
lately.
it's good, it's good.
I don't think anybody. I wonder if anybody can
Very
answer
good.
that.
When?
Lead meeting.
Monday.
You know, we have to bless till you see something glad. Say this is the end.